Are we on? Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing tonight? Let's talk about supper. Tonight is going to be a little more complicated than some things we do, but yet I'm going to make it super simple. I'm just going to show you how you can have a delicious supper very quickly because, see, it's already 7:13. Let's see how long it takes us to do this. Tonight we're using codfish, and we're going to have some chicken nuggets and some potatoes and
chicken nuggets,
fish nuggets. Take two. Tonight we're going to have fish nuggets, some potatoes, and some coleslaw. It's going to be a delicious supper. But I'm going to show you just how quick and easy it is, or at least I'm going to try to. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's tilt down here to our chore board, and I'm going to start these potatoes. And these are just russet potatoes. We scrubbed them with a brush. We washed them twice and scrubbed them, and they are clean. They smell clean, and that's what we're going to use. So here we go. I said two. We might just end up with one, depending on how much these make. And all I'm doing is just cutting these in wedges. And that's all we're wanting tonight. And we're going to do all this in the air fryer. All one meal, one dish wonder here. And I'm just cutting these at an angle, as you can see, just to make wedges, just pie shape. Just imagine a pie, and this is part of the pie. See, and it just makes wedges like that. And like this, and they're all about the same size, and they're good. That truly is probably enough for us right there. But I'm going to do this other one. I'll have leftover coleslaw and leftover fish. So this will be lunch fixings. Mama probably won't eat it, but I might.
I'm going to get us some paper towels for us.
Okay. Mama, did you even say hello to everybody?
I know
I didn't think. I was thinking you didn't, Mama. Mama didn't even speak to y'all. She was concentrating. That's what she said. So that's our potatoes. Now here is our air fryer rack. Y'all know how this little thing works. And I'm just going to put these right around the edges here. Just like this. And I'm hoping I'm going to have plenty of room. May have to do a potato or two less. Nah, I'll have room. I'll make room. So I just lined them around through there, just like that. Now, like I said before, we don't always do everything the way it's supposed to be done. Or, you know, we try to do close to right, but sometimes we make up the rules as we go, as you all know. Now, I've set up a dredge station here. We talked about dredge, and I'm going to show y'all what we're up to. So let's point back down here to the chore board. Hello, how are you all tonight? Hey, this shirt is hard to read on. Hello, Bob. Hello, Janet. Hey, Ms. Kathy, how are you? All right, let's tilt back down. I'm going to make some coleslaw here in a minute, and I'll show y'all how we're going to do it. I have done something too. I touched something. Now, there's something down there I touch sometimes, and it pops up on the screen. So this is about a cup of flour, self-rising flour, and that's what we have. And this is cornmeal and 1.5 so tablespoons of cornstarch. Now, that's going to hold your breading on your fish or chicken, whatever you're using. And this is just 2 eggs lightly beaten. Right here. 2 eggs lightly beaten. And right here, I've not even shown you the star of the show, is this wonderful cod. See, I just cut it up in not tiny little pieces, but yet nugget size kind of. They're pretty good size. Now, what you want to do, can y'all see? Maybe if I pull you higher, would that help? There, I think you can see better there. Yeah, that works out better. Okay. So what you want to do is start out with a piece of fish, and you want to pat this dry as you can get it. You don't want any moisture on it. You want it to be bone dry, as they say, so it will hold everything good. So I use another little paper towel napkin here. These napkins are thick, and I'm just going to pat it dry. And I'm going to dredge it in the flour, all sides, lightly. You don't want to bury it to the bottom. You just want to lightly dredge it. This is just flour right here. First of all, I'm going to salt and pepper. I forgot that step. I'm going to salt and pepper all the fish, including that piece right there. Don't have to be salted on both sides. You're just adding a little flavor element there. Plus, I'm going to put a little here in a minute. We'll show you. But I like to start out with a little bit on there. Now, let's go ahead before I get ahead of myself. In this dredge bowl is the cornmeal, just self-rising cornmeal mix, 2 tablespoons of the baking cornstarch, baking nothing. To that, I'm going to add about just enough black pepper. I'm going to show you right there. Not even a teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm also going, ooh, you better turn that. You don't want to leave that unturned once you do this to pour. On these old antique shakers, you got these little pours. I'm going to add the same amount of salt in there. I'm going to add just a touch of smoked paprika. Y'all know that ain't hot. It's just going to add a little flavor. And I am going to add about the same amount in there. Probably wouldn't have to add that because I'm also going to add some Old Bay. And this is classic fish season. And I'm going to put about the same amount of it in there. Now you can use fish fry. I probably put a little bit more Old Bay. You can use fish fry. I have. It's fine. And I'm just going to whisk this all together to get it. What's that, Mama? Fish fry. Just going to mix this all together really well. Okay? So now we've got the fish in here. We got it dredged in the flour, just lightly coated. We're going to put it in the egg. We're going to coat it on all sides. And then into our cornmeal, cornstarch. Is it cornstarch? I keep saying it wrong. Cornstarch. And our Old Bay. And our a little bit of smoked paprika, salt and pepper. And we're going to dredge a good thick coat on there. Usually when you're dredging and doing stuff, you do what they call wet hand, dry hand. I don't have that. I've got wet hand, dry hand, camera hand. So I'm going to put that fish right there. I'll move this over.
You do with the salt and pepper.
I think so, Mama. So we're going to keep on with our little process here. This would be a good place right here to pause y'all if we weren't live. And then when I come back, say, and there is all the fish completed. But y'all just have to listen to me yammer since we're on the live. So this is the second piece going in. I'm going to do the same thing. Dredge. Dredge. Egg. Dredge. Flour. Just flour. This is nothing but just flour. You just want to lightly coat the dried out fish. You want to use the paper towel or, you know, I think Mama just took my fish. No, here it is. I've got it over here. I blame Mama. And this is the cornmeal and those little seasonings. This is so much better than store-bought. And this is, like I said, this is cod. This is just codfish. It's delicious. This is probably our favorite. Wouldn't you say, Mama?
Yeah.
Come over here, Mama, and let's see if, since you ain't speaking to nobody tonight. Hello, how are you all? Hey, Joanne, how are you? Mama gets serious, and I have to remind her to talk. I said, Mama, if we have company, if she's cooking or something, I'll say, Mama, you ain't saying much. Well, I was getting this together. I wasn't paying any attention.
I don't do too good if I don't concentrate.
This is the most time-consuming portion of the meal right here, is the dredge and the getting it together.
You put anything on these potatoes?
Mama, why don't you put a little salt and pepper on them, and that'll be all we want. And you might want to put something else if you want it. You want something else on it?
No, I just want something flavor.
Salt. You can dredge potatoes and kind of use this same little mixture and make breaded potatoes if you want. This will keep that breading on there. I hope it does. I mean, it usually does, but y'all on here tonight watching me, you may say, they didn't keep no breading on there.
I don't know how it's going to stay on that oven in there.
Mama's been a little leery of this whole air fryer with doing breaded stuff, and I've convinced her that we'll try it, and it'll work out, and it'll all be good. Y'all may have to help me support. I may need a little support from y'all. These folks have been telling us, Mama, that they do it all the time. We've really not enjoyed the air fryer as much as we probably could have enjoyed the air fryer, because there's a little bit of a learning curve. A little bit, because we've just not used it. We're used to a skillet and doing it the old-fashioned way. Mama don't trust putting this in this basket with holes in it.
No, I don't.
And thinking that the flour's going to hold. But you all tell her there. Tell her. And encourage her a little bit.
I don't trust nothing much.
Oh, I know, Mama. You are old school.
Real old school.
Mama's old school.
I'm as old as they come on this schooling stuff, cooking stuff.
You do want your fish to be patted dry, even though I put that salt on there. That will bring out a little bit more water, but that's fine. I want them juicy. I just don't want it to pull off my breading. Anything you're going to dredge in, no matter what it is, if it's pork chops or whatever, you want to pat it dry. Pat it dry. I can already tell you it's going to be delicious. Delicious. What are y'all up to today? It is rainy here again today. We was without cable yesterday, but we got cable back.
No internet.
No internet though. It's supposed to be on tonight, but it wasn't. But then they said maybe in the morning.
Oh, they've changed it again.
And I got kind of tickled. I said, so it should be back on in the morning by, she said 8. I said 8 o'clock in the morning. She said actually 8:06.
8:06.
And I said, ooh, they are really precise with that time, aren't they? Especially since they've told me times about 9 times now and didn't meet none of them. But if 8:06 is when it is, that will be great.
Oh, wow.
8:06. Can you believe that? No, actually, it's 8:06. I thought, oh, I missed it by 6 minutes. 20 days, and I missed it by 6 minutes. Every time I say the word actually, I think of Dad, and it cracks me up. I'll never forget, we were getting on the interstate, headed to Knoxville, Tennessee, and we were talking about a new dog he had, and it was a German Shepherd. And he had been debating on names. I think it was Abby or Gabby, or what was the other one? I can't remember. Anyhow, he said something about Abby. I said, oh, so you've named her? And he said, yes. And I said, what's her name? He said, Abby. I said, oh, that's good. And he said, well, actually, it's Abigail. But I'm going to call her Abby for short. You just have to know my dad.
He was dead serious.
He was just cracking us up. I mean, and we laughed. He said, what? What are you laughing at? He knew what he was laughing at. Actually, her name is Abigail. So from then on, we called her Abigail. And he called her Abby, but we called her Abigail because it was just too funny not to. Especially the way actually, her name is Abigail. I just call her Abby. Like he didn't have a name 30 minutes before that. Then now she ended up with a name and a nickname. This is the longest drawn out part, folks. Dredge.
Oh.
I don't like to dredge stuff. I'd rather put it in a bag and shake it or
Just
something.
shake the fish all to pieces.
But you have to every once in a while dredge something to get it.
That little piece didn't get nothing.
Mama's over here critiquing my job. Did I not shake it good enough for you,
It was
Mama?
under the bowl over there.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So there is that. One more to go, folks, and the boring part will be over. Well, that's what I say. You know. The part I don't like. And now I'm not wearing an apron or anything.
Oh, that's right. You'll get that on your shirt.
No, I'm not going to. I've decided. Y'all ever just decide you ain't going to do something? You know, like get paint on you or just decide, I just ain't going to get that on me.
If I paint, I have it from head to toe.
I don't.
I know it's you're neater than me.
I don't like it. I don't like all that mess. But I have done it. I just ain't going to do it. I just am not going to get that all over me. Lord willing, I don't. Now, folks, this goes in the oven, in the deep fryer. It's been a long week.
Ready for me to go?
Yes, ma'am. Show it to him. 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 So the fish, the potatoes are all around there. It's going in the air fryer. Air fryer is on what, 4?
I don't know.
It was on 400, and we're going to put it in there for about 20 minutes. We're going to check it. About 20 minutes. And we'll give it a good check to see. And that will be wonderful. Now all this, unfortunately, I'm going to dump. It's another thing I ain't crazy about dredge. Some of y'all said you save your dredge. I don't if I use meat, but I do if I use vegetables. But I try to use enough that it don't have much waste. But sometimes you can't help it. Now this next part I'm going to show you, y'all already know. So it's just going to be a rerun, and we're just going to chat while I do it. Because I've done it so much. Everybody knows I'm going to use a bag of tri-colored coleslaw mix tonight. And that's it. So this is all garbage. Mama's cleaning up. Clean up, crew. Mama's not the cleanup crew, but she likes to clean, don't you, Mama? She likes to clean as you go. That's the first lesson she taught me when I was a kid. Now you clean as you go. And I do that. If I fry an egg sandwich, I have the skillet washed, spatula washed, and put away before I ever sit down to eat. Because it's just as easy. Just as soon as I get that hot skillet emptied, I put it in the sink, I wash it, and that's what I do. Let's talk for a minute before we move on to coleslaw. Steak and potatoes. Is that what you're having tonight, Nancy? That sounds good. Hello, John and Mama. Well, hello, Mary Ivy. How are you? Hey, Cindy Allen. Hey, Miss Nola. He is usually his phone data, which is expensive. Or somebody asking how I'm doing this without internet. Just data. I just don't feel
Here you go.
like arguing with you, Susie. Is someone arguing?
There's your phone.
I don't know what else is going on, but we don't have to argue. Lord, life's too short to argue, folks. And we are all entitled to our separate opinions. And that works out fine. Hello, John. And Mama. Hey, Miss Regina. How are you? Hey, Debbie. Debbie Jones. Workman. How are you? Hello. I'm from Ohio. Watching you, and I'm having ham. Oh, goodness. That sounds good. Cottage cheese and pineapples. Ooh, I love cottage cheese and pineapples together. I guess I've already told y'all that was my granny's go-to. Midnight, which it wasn't midnight, usually around 7 o'clock. But after supper, she said, you want some cottage cheese and pineapples? Well, I really didn't. I really didn't want it, but she wanted me to eat it, so I would eat it. And then, just like Mama and the chicken livers, I got used to it. and I liked it. Whenever I went to Granny's, I knew I was getting pineapple and cottage cheese. And now Granny's been gone for many years, and I still like pineapple and cottage cheese sometimes. But in the beginning, I think, oh, Granny wants that old pineapples and cottage cheese every time I go down there. Now I love it. Isn't that funny? Karen Rowland, how are you? If any of you young kids are out there watching, let me just say from experience, your tastes are going to change. And there's some stuff right now that you swear and declare that you will never eat. That maybe your mom and daddy eat, or maybe your grandma and grandpa eat, and you think, I do not know how they eat that stuff. And there's some of that stuff that you're going to want one day, and you're going to crave it, and you're going to like it. And you're going to be like, I can't believe I'm eating, well, pineapple and cottage cheese. But you are going to do it, because that's just the way life is designed. I froze y'all up. Thank you for those stars, Amy. We are doing the cook-along. Mama's got the recipe over here. She's going to... Mama, you said you did. I asked you earlier.
I don't have it. It's in that book.
I said, Mom, we got to have that recipe. I'll have it, she said. Well, Mama, you got chores to do then.
I know it. I'm going to do it all.
I'm going to make coleslaw. You get the recipe, and I'm going to go over it with them.
Okay.
I thought you about had a wreck.
I bet that already.
I thought dishes was a-coming. She's clearing out the dish strainer over here.
You don't think I deliberately have a red, do you?
No. Well, Mama, you get that recipe for them. I promised them. And then I'm going to... I'm out of utensils over here, Mama. No, I was looking for the flat whisk. The Tupperware flat whisk that I like to use.
Oh, it's lovely.
With my sugar and my... I better just use this one because that one's awful noisy, Mama. And they will hear all that squeaking and stuff. I'm going to use a little bit of sugar. No, I'm not using all that. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons. That ain't as much as it looks like on there. And this is red wine vinegar. And the brand, somebody asked me about the brand of this. It's Colavita. Colavita. Miss Angela Britt sent this to us, and it tastes really, really good. And it's just red wine vinegar. It's from Italy, a product of Italy. But it's very good. And it smells good, and it tastes good. Thank you, Miss Angela. It smells wonderful. So I'm going to put, shake, 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 about 3 tablespoons of that, maybe. Whatever it takes, and however you want it, is what I'm putting. Because it will be depending on how much slaw you're making. I'm making entirely too much slaw tonight for me and Mama for tonight.
Don't make it all.
Well, Mama, once you open these, I just make the whole bag.
No.
But I will eat it. I will eat it as slaw better than I'll fix another batch of slaw before that goes bad. That's what I guess. If it's in there and it's made, we might get it and eat it with crackers. You know, I guess me and Mama eat strangely to some of y'all, but there's nothing. Like a bowl of coleslaw with some Townhouse crackers. That's a meal for me and Mama. Mama eats that a lot for lunch if there's coleslaw left. Just a Townhouse cracker and a little bit of slaw. I might just sit down and eat a bowl of green beans for lunch. Especially if they're peanut. So sometimes we eat stuff and you're all like last night, we didn't make pasta with that. We've been perfect with pasta. But we didn't make it with it. Because we'll just eat one thing. So we don't always have to have the 2 sides and all that. That's what I'm trying to say. So now this, I didn't even scratch around on that, and it's pretty well dissolved. That's good red wine vinegar, but it's pretty well dissolved. So I'm going to use my clean spatula to go into my mayonnaise and get as much as it takes. I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute. Let's call this 2 good tablespoons. And let's call this a bit more. 3 tablespoons.
A bit more. I like your figuring it.
Well, I'm trying to make it so they can kind of have an idea. So that's 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And then 2 tablespoons of sugar. And about probably 2.5, 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Now I'm using this quiet spatula, so y'all don't hear the scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. But it's not mixing as good as I like for it to. I may have to go a little scratchy, scratchy. Because this mayonnaise is not breaking down, but it may in a minute. You really need a whisk. Mom, is that whisk over there, that flat one? Because it's not in the drawer. It's that flat. This is kind of reminding me of cottage cheese, because it shouldn't be looking like that. I am going to have to whisk it, folks. I will hurry and not make too much noise. Well, any whisk will do. If you can't have the best, you just have to use the rest, Mama. I don't know what has happened to it. It's not the dishwasher. I love my little flat Tupperware whisk. Give me that other thing right there. That'll work. Anything to whisk it up. This is a Rada whisk. We like Rada too. If y'all have ever went to church in the South, you probably sold some of this. That's how we got our collection. From church, and we bought from other churches, but a lot of churches sell Rada. So here we go. Now you can see a difference. You can see how lumpy it looks in there. I'm fixing to smooth it out. You want it good and smooth, just like any dressing. And like I've told y'all 100 times now, this is a good base for any dressing. You can pretty well take this base and add anything. You can add honey mustard. You can make honey mustard out of it. You can make ranch out of it. You could, I don't know if you could do blue cheese out of it. I've never done blue cheese with this, but I have made a lot of dressings with it. You wouldn't use it for Thousand Island, but any mayo base you probably could. You could put Italian seasoning in it. So now that all whisked up nice and smooth. See the difference? I can't turn it down. You can really see it good because it'll spill. So that's all I do, folks. That's it. I will use just a dash of salt and pepper. Make sure I turn that right. For the coleslaw. And I might put nature's seasoning in it or other things from time to time, so it just depends.
That 7-layer salad, I can't find it.
It's in the church cookbook, isn't it, Mama?
I don't know, but it ain't in my book.
Mama says it ain't in the Bible. It ain't in the big book. The big white book. I think it is in there, Mama. But it's in the church cookbook.
Did you put it in there?
No, but I believe I've seen it in there. I don't believe it's ours. It might be, Mama. Who knows? It might be our recipe. Now this is just a bag of the tricolored coleslaw mix. You can buy all kinds of it.
Right here lays that whisk. Plain as day.
Let me show them what I was talking about. This is my favorite one to use. It's a flat whisk, and you can do mighty and powerful things with that whisk. There it is. But you can buy different kinds of coleslaw. You can buy chopped coleslaw. This is just the coarse cut. This one says American Fresh 3-color deli coleslaw. Green cabbage, red cabbage, and carrots. That's what I'm using. Now, that's Fresh Express. That's just the store I got it at. And you can, any store you get it at, it's good. And it's easy. That's the good thing. And there are certain times I like a thick slaw like this. Sometimes I like it, or coarse, I should say. Sometimes I like it fine, and I put it in the chopper. Now you can put this in the chopper, and if you buy this, you can't find the texture you're wanting. You want fine, buy the coarse and put it in the chopper. Doesn't take just a second. A couple pulls of the string, and you are in business. Let's see what y'all are up to. It says, we use sugar, vinegar, milk, and Miracle Whip for your coleslaw, Susan. I've got that recipe. Is that the Colonel Sanders with the milk and the Miracle Whip? I've got that recipe. But this is the one, Dad liked this coleslaw, and I just started making it, and this is what he likes. I don't think there's any secret ingredient in mine. I'm going to add a little bit more of this Duke's.
Well, your fish is not turning brown.
Mama's tickled to death that that fish ain't brown yet, because she can say, I told you that would not work. Gotta give it another minute. Mama, it's going to work. You're going to have to get these folks to encourage you. Y'all tell Mama y'all fry stuff in the air fryer all the time. Ever tried a chopped apple in your coleslaw? Yeah, I like apple in coleslaw. We could do that tonight. Mama, you want some apple in this? I've got apples. You don't hear no cheering, do you? Or no fanfare like, yay! No, she's like, no, let's just keep it simple. Let's just keep it. You'll just keep it regular, Mama?
Yeah, just keep it regular. It's too late.
It's too late to fill around with an apple.
With all this other.
What do you people expect of this this late of a supper, fooling around with an old apple? That would take like 2 minutes. Mama don't like new stuff until you kind of try and then say, now Mama, taste this and let me see what you think. And then she'll say, well, it's okay. I've tried a lot of stuff and I get the classic Mama, well, it'll eat, or well, if you like it, that means I don't like it and don't try it no more. Or she sometimes will say, it's okay. I can eat it. It's good. That means I like it, but I like the other way better. But if she says, now this is real good, we'll have to do that again, that means she loves it. I turn my fish or chicken over halfway through. We're going to Suzanne. Is it brown on bottom yet, Mama?
I don't know.
She's doing her chores because she didn't do them earlier.
I cannot find it. That's probably why I didn't look for it.
You didn't look for it because you can't find it now.
Yeah, my mind was telling me, don't look at that.
Don't look, Ethel. Y'all remember that song from Ray Stevens? Don't look, Ethel. I don't have any rights to that song. I mean, you get in trouble for singing songs sometimes. That's all Ray Stevens, not me. I don't know who wrote it, but it's a funny song.
You're about beyond help.
What did I do, Mama?
Quoting songs and stuff.
And that puts me beyond help.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, you can't find your recipe.
Nope.
Is it in the first church cookbook?
Nope. It's not the first one. It's not the second one.
Mama, you got 10,000 recipes. I can probably write the recipe, Mama. Let me just see here.
I probably got it in that book.
The recipe is super simple. I mean, really. I'm going to start out my layers. 7-layer salad. So I'm going to do some, I'm just going to say lettuce, but it's going to be, you can do lettuce of your choice. I'm going to use some romaine and some spinach. Done bought it. Ready to go. The second layer and the third, let's see, let's go ahead and put our 7.
You wrote it down and I had it in here.
So the second layer, I'm going to put a can of whole kernel corn. Yellow whole kernel corn. The third layer, I'm going to use black beans, but I'm going to rinse them and drain them. The fourth layer, I'm going to use frozen peas.
You know, I didn't get frozen peas.
Mama, there's some in this freezer over here. I didn't look to that. Frozen peas. The fifth layer is mayonnaise. The sixth layer is sugar. White granulated sugar. The seventh layer is bacon. And I'm going to top that with another layer of green onions. And that's our 7-layer salad with a bonus. 7 bonus. 7 plus. Now, do you have to use those and put them in that order? Absolutely not. You can put any kind you want to in there. It's yours. It's just a fun salad and it tastes wonderful. What do y'all put on your 7-layer salad? Some of y'all make it. Some of y'all just told me you made it for... The corn is drained. Yes, ma'am.
Easter.
Emily, you drain that corn. Don't blame Mama when you mess up, John. Did I mess up? Who is saying that? Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody over here is defending you. Susan?
They need to.
Susan? I didn't blame her. She just said earlier she had it. Try looking on TikTok to see how people use it on Pinterest. You're talking about the 7-layer salad? Yeah. Codfish, somebody said. That's straight. That's what we're having. Mama, you can quit looking. I've done got it. And I've done your chores for you, Mama.
Yes.
Red onions and boiled eggs, green peas, cheese, and bacon bits. Actually, I will probably put a few red onions on mine too on the top. I go with 7-layer salad, then I add a little bit. I don't put boiled eggs in mine. I will put some cheddar cheese on top. So the top of mine will have bacon, green onions, red onions, and some cheddar cheese.
No bacon bits.
No, I'll be fresh cooked bacon. That's what I always do the whole top with. It's cheddar cheese, red onions, bacon bits. So it's always my little topper. But it takes all that to make one layer actually. Because I don't just cover it and then go warm up. The other layers are pretty well solid layers. So the topping is the bacon, cheddar, and red onion. Delicious, easy, wonderful. We're going to do that Saturday at 6 o'clock. And we're going to give away some cookbooks. It's a cook-along. So we're going to give away some cookbooks. Bacon bits, eggs, boiled eggs, red onions. Spray the fish. That would help probably. To get it brown.
We're going to have to spray that.
Well, Mama, check it before you let it burn up. See, Mama's on that track. She's going to find that recipe, even if it's tomorrow.
I didn't find it.
Well, let's let that go and come on over.
I might have lost it out there because I took it all.
We've got it here. I've had it for years. It's in one of them there books somewhere. It's one of those recipes that you don't have to worry about amounts or ingredients. You just do what you want to and just layer it up, and it makes it wonderful. Is it browning, Mama?
No.
Nope.
No, you messed up.
You wish.
Mm.
So you could say, no, you messed up.
That's right.
Mama, our friends would not lie to us, and they have told us how good. I love 7-layer salad. Yum, yum. It is good, Barbara. It's a good go-to, and like I have said.
Starting.
Oh, we've got a positive remark from Mama. It's a starting, she says.
But you've got that on there. It needs spraying so that it will dry.
We'll spray it with a little bit of cooking spray. Somebody just said, Mama.
Ouch.
Mama, that's hot. Because you know why? It just got out of the oven.
Mm-hmm.
That oven cooks hot, Mama.
Well, I'm going to leave it set there and I'll spray it. You'll just have to scoot back.
Do what?
You'll just have to scoot back a little bit and I'll spray it there.
Oh, you didn't want to spray me?
Yeah.
That's all right, Mama. I can take it. Spray it up, Mama.
There you go.
These tongs are easy to snap together. Why am I having trouble? There they go. There they go. I like it because you can unsnap them and you can store them easy. So we took somebody's advice and they said spray them.
They're already, they stuck. We didn't spray the best.
Uh-oh.
We'll have to get a spatula.
You want to get one? We'll turn them. Mama, what on earth? You can tell we are not air fryer experts yet. We're learning the air fryer business. Mama, they ain't no difference on the bottom. Let's just put them back in there and let them brown up like they are, and that way we won't tear them all up. They'll just be tore up on half one side.
Well,
Be better. Them potatoes will be done. We gotta tear them up to eat them.
they already look better after.
They do, don't they, Mama? Mama's coming around. Did y'all hear her coming around? They already look better, she said.
Oh, flour's down in the oven. You're going to have to clean this oven.
She's so picky. Flour in the oven. Mama is in a mood. John, don't aggravate her. Thank you, Susan, for pointing that out, because I tell her sometimes it just went blank. The whole thing went black. Went to nothingness. I tell her sometimes, Mama, are you mad? No, I ain't mad. She's always sweet. Mama's always sweet. Even when she's a little hateful, she says it sweetly. Like sometimes she'll say, what on earth are you doing? And I'm like, I know. She's not liking what I'm doing. But she says it's sweet. She's sweet.
When I'm asleep.
When she's asleep. That's what she says about me. I always spray the chicken when I put it in or on. Okay, Linda. Duly noted, and we will do that next time. So next time I should spray that basket. This is the first breaded anything. Now we have fixed French fries in it. We have fixed. Now we did fix some
pre-cooked
breaded fish sticks one night and had sandwiches.
They worked fine, but
Yeah.
not the raw breaded like this.
We're not opposed to using some of that quick stuff every once in a while, but I'm expecting a notch up on tonight's supper. Just a little bit better than fish sticks. These cod nuggets. Did y'all have those at school? When you had, back in the school days, did you had those little nuggets of fish, and they were so good?
Now these was chunks.
Chunks. That's kind of what we're trying to recreate, is that cod that we had at school. Mama just concentrates on what she's doing. Judy, she does. Mama's feeling good today. She's in a good mood today. Me and her has been carrying on all evening, getting stuff done. It's getting that season where there's something to do every minute. Y'all know that? Every minute there'll be something to do. Is the weather. That's one thing now. If you're going to count your blessings of the seasons, things are a little calmer in the winter. You don't have yard to take care of. There's no flowers to take care of. There's no porches to sweep because the Lord ain't gonna be out there anyway. You might as well just go ahead and let it go.
That's what I forgot to get them leaves off that porch today.
Oh, there's a leaf on Mama's porch.
You can't keep them.
Are you telling me Are you sitting there telling me that there's a leaf on the porch and you didn't get it off?
There's tons of leaves on there. That wind's blowed it like crazy.
We have a strange situation on our front porch. Let me just tell you.
It sucks it and all.
It's like the triangle of trash. I mean to tell you, I take the blower and I go out there and I blow all the front, and there won't be a leaf to be found. You give it 30, 40 minutes and a couple of bursts of wind, and there'll be seems like a garbage bag full of leaves on our porch somewhere. It just sucks it all in.
That day we was sitting out there, it would blow the leaves up around the front yard, hit the end of the garage, turn
go
it back around, and
right in there.
suck right back into the porch. It was something else to watch.
It's awful. I don't know how it happens. And our porch is the most beautiful destination for birds. It must be in all the bird travel magazines. The Davis's porch is the best place to build a nest. Go there quickly while there's still a vacancy. Last year we had bird nests on the top of every post. There's a little ledge. I said, how do they all know to come here? They must love Mama.
And then my Easter bonnet and my wreath on the door. You know what I seen today? A wasp building in it.
The wasp have got news of our porch. Last year, the Easter bonnet got a bird's nest inside of it. And it was kind of neat, except for the after effects of the building that you all know about. But we could stand on the inside and we could have a full view of the little nests and little babies and little mamas. They got used to us because they build on our door. And Maggie has to use that door every day, all day. So we could open the front door and there she was. But we didn't surprise her. The day one when she started building, I said, she's building a nest in that hat. She knew we was there. If she didn't want us peeking, she should have moved on. But I
tore it one out 2 or 3 times, and she still come back and build.
It's a location destination.
But now there's a wasp building a nest right inside.
Now, Mama, I won't. I love nature. We usually let them do whatever. We don't get too harsh.
But I'm not leaving that wasp.
But we're not leaving the wasp. Sorry, he's got to go. He's got to go. So I told Mama, I said, man, we ought to paint the porch roof blue. Haint blue. Do y'all know about Haint blue paint? If you'll ever look in old pictures of old houses, old farmhouses, they would paint the ceilings blue. This, they believed, and it probably worked or they wouldn't have done it for all those years, it would keep birds and wasps from building under your porch. They would think it was a sky and they wouldn't see it as a shelter and they wouldn't build there. So Haint blue is what it's called, and it's a southern tradition. Now we've kind of lost it over the past 20 years, 30, 40 years, whatever long it's been. But that was a tradition for years, wasn't it, Mama?
Yeah.
In fact, our old house, did it not have a blue porch?
At one time we had one.
That was just what you did. No matter what color you painted the house, you painted the roof Haint blue. The ceiling. Just the flat part of the ceiling. And it would keep them from building on your porch. Now, another thing I have read, and I think it would work, is you can take a brown paper bag from the store and fill it full of anything but plastic bags from the store and make it round and long and stick it up in a corner, and it will keep wasps and other things from building because they think it's a hornet. Now, I ain't tried that one, but they say it works. I've also heard of hanging up a gallon Ziploc bag filled with water. Have y'all heard that? Keeps the flies away. Now, I don't know about none of this. This is not tested. The Haint blue is just an old traditional thing. But now the others is just newer stuff I've heard of. If any of y'all heard that pork chops are good. Oh, I've heard that. Pork chops are good in the air fryer, Kim Salisbury. I would like to try that. This is our first attempt at a breaded meat of any kind. And we hadn't had fish in a while. And I thought, let's try it. And if you're going to mess up on some kind of meat, A piece of fish may be the best way to go instead of a pork chop or a steak or something if you put that in breading. Are you pronouncing it, Mama?
It's ready to go off.
It's ready to go off.
All right, well.
Bring it on, Mama. We'll bless it and eat it, and it'll be good for us. Are you all having pork chops and all that good stuff? It sounds good. Now, Mama, it browned up pretty good, and those potatoes look delicious.
Mm-hmm. Them over there in the back brown better than these.
Yeah, so we need to take note of that. Was that the front or the back?
That was the back.
So we rotate that basket. We're going to start using this air fryer. It's healthy.